Throwing yourself into a world that is completely barren with just one life, no shelter, no resources, and just your raw skill to work with. So today, that is exactly what I will be doing, and bringing my friend Wizard along with me for the journey. And lastly, if you want, I would really appreciate it if you were to subscribe to the channel, as it takes so much time to make these videos, and I would appreciate it a lot if you were to do so. And so let's hop into 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. And so I load up the server, me and Wizard log on, and our 100 days in 1.17 hardcore Minecraft begins. However, one thing to clarify is that I couldn't actually find out how to make the server, actually hardcore, and so I just made it hard mode, and if we die, the challenge is over. Nothing is really affected by this other than our hearts being regular looking rather than having those little slits in them, as well as just the actual fact that if we die, theoretically we could respawn, but obviously for the sake of the challenge, we won't. But now that that is clear, on to day 1. Day 1 starts with all the classics of Minecraft. Getting wood, and in the process of climbing to the top of a tree, I spot a village off in the distance. So I get a bit more wood, and Wizard and I start off toward the village. Inside there doesn't end up being much of anything other than beds, which will allow us to just not die our first night, which is always good. I then made myself a wood pickaxe and started digging up some stone. This quickly turned into the making of a stone axe. Two of them apparently. Well, I guess now I have one for Wizard. Shortly after, we decided that we wanted full iron armor and tools before leaving the village, because there was a good amount of caves around, and the village seemed like a good place to stay until we got all kitted up. We then basically spent the next few days just mining and mining and mining some more, until I had enough iron to start smelting some. We then just rinse and repeat for about 4 whole days, taking us to the middle of day 4. We then finally have enough stuff to make full iron armor and tools, a shield, and a bucket. At this point we decided it was time to do some adventuring to find a place to settle down and build a house. We then walked on when we came across an abandoned portal, which was actually pretty nice. We looted its chest and just kept on going. We then decided that it would be faster and we could see more if we traveled by water, so we hopped in a boat and began sailing. We sailed for quite some time, and we finally got out to a nice dark oak forest. We crossed it a bit more as night fell, and spent the night there. In the morning we explored a bit more and found this cool area with a natural little waterfall leading into a pond, so we decided that on this little cliff outside of it would be the place to build. We then began by leveling out the top of the mountain, which took all of days 5 and 6, and most of day 7. We then finally had a flat space to work with. For the rest of day 7 and a good chunk of day 8, I began to gather wood from the forest around, while Wizard began planning out the house and what it would look like. For the rest of day 8, I started laying out the corners of the house, with these wood pillars. This brought us to the end of the first stream. Oh yeah, I do these challenges live on Twitch, so if you want to follow me over there, you'll get early access content to some of these challenges and see some funny moments that I may not include in the videos. I then started the next stream on day 9, and from day 9 to about day 15, we just tried to complete the rest of our house by trying a dark oak exterior and birch floor. We then decided that the birch floor looked a little weird, so we went with diorite, and believe it or not, it was really easy to find because there was these large pockets of it around the biome next to our house. When we finally decided on a design of using diorite for the roof and floor, we finished it around day 15, finally having our base house done. We then began to decorate the interior of our house a bit by adding our beds to the upstairs and more importantly adding some windows. Then in the middle of day 15 we decided to go do some mining. Oh yeah, this actually isn't even in the script, but I just realized that at some point I got a fish because it's in the bucket down there. So I guess yeah, play that clip now, but apparently I have a fish now. But anyway, we went mining to hopefully find some more iron to make lanterns, and come on, you can never have too much iron. And hopefully even find our very first diamonds. Spoiler, we very much didn't find any diamonds. However, we did find a plethora of iron, coal, and even some gold, taking us all the way to the end of day 18. The next day we went back down to the mines to hopefully this time actually find some diamonds, and yet again we failed. However, we did find something debatably cooler, but significantly less useful, and that was one of the new amethyst crystal geodes. So we gathered all we could of it and continued mining, reinforcing our collection of iron, gold, and redstone. However, we got back on day 20 when we decided that because of all the new materials we were getting, our makeshift chests were filling up too fast. So on day 21, we decided to make a basement for a crafting room and a chest room. From days 21 all the way until 25, we began constructing our basement and storage room. We started by hollowing out the ground underneath the house, which would determine the size that the room would end up being. We then decided to go from the staircase we made over the opposite direction until we reached the side of the mountain that faces the lake. So we would have a nice little lookout point, just because, I don't know, we thought it would look cool. I then continued digging out the base while Wizard gathered materials such as stone bricks for the walls and more dark oak wood for the floors. Once the room itself was all finished, I went and made some lanterns to place around and decorate with, and finished decorating the room on day 25 with only the chests and our crafting supplies to move down. We then started day 26, not by organizing the chests and bringing our stuff down to the basement. No, that would be the logical thing to do, but instead going mining yet again because we are super lazy. However, this time we actually succeeded in our endeavors in finding precious diamonds. I dug straight into a cave and saw one small vein to the left and one big vein on the right. The big one being an 8 vein and the little one being a 4 vein, taking us from having no diamonds to having 12 diamonds. We then continued the mining trip for the rest of day 26 all the way till day 29, finding a ton more iron, gold, lapis, and both Wizard and I found some more diamonds. And when we finally made our way back to the surface on day 29, we had a total of 25 diamonds when we got back home and went to bed. On day 30, we decided to immediately put those diamonds to use and make each of us a sword, one pickaxe for obsidian, and each of us a chestplate. Later that day, we decided that the fish in our inventories were becoming annoying and that we wanted to make them a nice little enclosure so that they could swim around and live their fishy lives freely. And because each of us had one, they wouldn't be lonely in there. We began constructing this masterpiece for the rest of day 30 and basically just dug out a space that was the length of our back wall in the basement and put glass in the front, sand on the bottom, and stone brick around the sides. When finally the tank was done and we could put our fish in. We also would soon need a name tag, but that would come later. To start day 31, we finally smartened up and moved our chests and storage system to the basement, and decided that smelting had been taking a little too long, so I made a hopper smelting system with 3 furnaces, a blast furnace, and a smoker, all of which lead to one chest to make collection easier, and that took all the way to the end of day 31. To start off day 32, we decided that in the upcoming couple days we wanted to go to the Nether. That was a horrible idea. But I guess now that we had some diamond armor and some tools, we were a little confident, or something like that. But nevertheless, we made our way back to one of the ruined portals we had found earlier, and just decided to use that as our portal, instead of making one ourselves, just because it was easier. And so after placing the final block to fill it in and complete the rest of the portal, we went in. And this was where we spawned. Holy cow.
Okay, I walked off the back side.
Okay, well, you
Because the back side is way safer than the front side.
What the heck is this?
Oh, hey, come out the back.
Where are we?
This is awful.
This is horrible. What the heck are we supposed to do with this? Like, what is that? Like, we spawned in the worst biome in the Nether possible. And you don't believe me? Here's why. There are these tiny little pockets of lava everywhere, and you can't take one step without worrying if you're gonna step in and plummet into lava or not. And magma cubes galore, and you'll see why this is a problem later in the video. But really, the next step for the immediate moment at least was to fortify the portal and make it, monster-proof. Somewhere that we could always run back to in a time of need. And let me tell you, something like this comes in real handy in the Nether, especially in a biome as dangerous as this one. And after really building up our defense and the safeness of our new little Nether hut, we decided to go off and do some exploring, and it didn't take long of digging before we were in a little ravine just off the side of our house. And while in it, I decided to pull a bit of a prank on Wizard, and well, you'll just see. See the
I'm gonna build
This
myself.
wonderful
I have to
staircase
actually
that
go
I
to the
made.
bathroom.
Okay.
So I'm gonna build myself into a little wall here and just block myself in. And then you can do whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Chat, we're gonna troll him. Alright. I got a plan here. Let me do this, that, and then let me type, So I typed was slain by a piglin, so when it came up in chat, Wizard would see it and think that it said Madcraft was slain by a piglin. Because your name shows up when you chat, so I didn't have to put Madcraft in my message. Alright, we're gonna do some trolling here. I'm gonna be like, alright, I'm in a fight with a... So I'm gonna pretend and I'm just gonna start digging because it's a pastime. Alrighty. Ooh, I found a new spot. Oh, crap. Alright, zombie piglin. Alright, I'm fighting this zombie piglin here.
Oh no.
Oh god. Oh my
Did we
gosh,
head
I'm actually
back?
really low.
Where are you?
No!
Oh no! Where were you?
I can't believe it!
Oh, I can't believe that.
I can't believe how hard you just got trolled!
Why? What happened?
I typed it in the chat!
Oh my gosh, that's awful. I thought you died.
No, I'm totally fine. I typed it in the chat. Now, these are the things that I joke about here, but in the long run really aren't funny and are devastating if it were to actually happen. However, I did get them really good and it was absolutely hilarious. However, that same day, and while just messing around right in front of our base, an adorable little magma cube got me. And you'll see what I mean right now.
Yeah, but can you see anything
Oh,
over
there's a
there?
little magma cube. A little fella. Ah! No! I'm dead.
No.
I'm dead. No,
What
I
happened?
left. I'm not dead yet, but I'm about to be dead. Very
Why?
much. Oh my god.
How?
I'm on fire. I'm in a lava, like one of the little 1 block wide lava pits. See? I told you. The literal 2 things that I mentioned about this biome being so dangerous very nearly killed me. The little lava pockets and the magma cubes. And if it weren't for me using the rather cheap strategy of logging off and having Wizard fill in the hole that I fell into and logging back on, I absolutely would not have lived. So instead of flaming me in the comments, say like, man, if it weren't for you making such a quick decision to log off on day 34, I wouldn't have this amazing video to watch. So thanks for saving yourself. Or something like that. But in all honesty, what I did was pretty cheap, so I understand if you think it wasn't fair, but it just kind of happened and we kind of ran with it. So it is what it is and there's no real changing it now. Oh my god, it's not over, holy crap. That stupid magma cube. As I said, the little fella almost like screwed me over.
Oh, because he knocked you down in that hole?
Yeah, the 1 block gap, obviously. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm alive. We then immediately rushed back to the portal on day 35 and immediately got back home because I wanted nothing to do with the Nether after that incident. We then spent the rest of day 35 preparing to go back to the Nether because as much as I didn't want to go back, we really wanted an enchanting table and just needed 6 more levels to get level 30 enchants. So we went back and just mined quartz for a few days until we got bored, as well as just ran out of materials and had to return home. Once we got back home with our brand new shiny 30 levels, it was time to do some enchanting. Except for the fact that we didn't have anywhere near enough leather to make the books for an enchanting table. So to fix that, we spent the next 2 days finding and herding some cows from a faraway field into a small pen that we made to get leather. On day 41, we decided that we really wanted full or at least more diamond armor before going to the end and even the Nether again. So we went on a massive caving expedition to find a lot more of everything. Iron, lapis, gold, redstone, and hopefully some more diamonds. However, interestingly enough, we found everything but diamonds. At least the first time we went down. While we were down there, Wizard found a cute little axolotl, one of the new mobs from 1.17.
Hey,
Buffalo.
what the? Oh, an axolotl.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Should I catch him?
Yeah, just use your bucket. You just pick it up with your water bucket. The cutest bird.
I have an axolotl.
And well, after we did some more mining, we came back up to the surface to re-prepare as we had been running low on torches and pickaxes. And while we were up here, we decided to get our axolotls out of our inventory and we would put them in the tank in our house with the fish from before. And if you've played Minecraft since the new update, you can probably see where this is going.
Do you see him?
Ah! He's so cute. Look at him, he's adorable. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's so sweet. Ah!
What happened?
He killed the fish!
What?
They eat the fish!
What? He ate the fish?
Look at them, they're dead!
Oh my
bodies are
gosh!
floating around!
A cannibal. Well, it's not a cannibal, I guess.
Well,
But
he's just a hungry fella!
I can't believe he killed a fish.
So as it turns out, axolotl and salmon do not get along at all. Like at all. Rest in peace, a fallen brother. The fish without a name, you will forever be remembered. We then spent the rest of the day just preparing to go back down to the mines and try and find some more diamonds, again. And this time, not long after digging, we actually found some more diamonds, and while it was only 3 of them, it was better than nothing. And after a bit more tunneling, we came out to a cave. And after venturing our way through the cave, and to the other side of that, there was a mine shaft. Inside we kept exploring and found a chest and a minecart. Inside there was a name tag of which we would use later. But for now we just kept mining until we ran out of materials and had to return to the surface. But we were completely lost. So we just tunneled up from the cave and we actually were really close to our house. Once we were back home, we decided to take the 3 diamonds we had just got and 1 of the 2 we had from before and use 4 of them to make a pair of boots. That's some good math right there. I then took the name tag that we had got in the mine shaft and made an anvil so I could actually use it. I then used it on a chicken I had got earlier by just throwing an egg and corralling it into a tiny little pen in the corner of our house. I decided on the name Chickaroo because it sounded kind of funny and very cute, taking us to the end of day 46. And after all that mining, I decided that I needed a break from adventuring and the nether just to de-stress and do something that wasn't dangerous. And decided to build a nice little farm along the shore of the lake, just beside our house. So I began gathering materials for it on day 47 all the way till day 48. I then began constructing the farm, and wanted it to look nice and natural, you know, so I began adding an outline to the edge of the land with some dark oak planks, then lining that outline with fencing. Then I started deciding where I wanted things planted, which was pretty easy because I made it relatively random, with wheat and carrots planted in different spots around to look like a field. I finished building it on day 52, and why yes, I did spend a total of 5 days making a glorified farm, but I am proud of it. I then decided that that wasn't enough, and began building a friggin' windmill outside of our house. Like, why? The thing was absolutely useless. It was like we knew that there was so much important stuff we had to get done, and we were already more than halfway into the 100 days. So we were like, you know what? I'm just not gonna do any of it and put it off for later. Like, look at this thing. It's not even that good. And I didn't even finish the inside. Literally built it for no reason and left it untouched for the rest of the challenge. Never went in it again. On day 56, we decided that we really needed to buckle down and find some more books for an enchanting table. Because we had got those 30 levels each, and now a few less because naming our axolotl. But we were still super close to level 30 enchantments, so we grabbed all of our gold and went to the nether. Because we had all the paper we needed, but we're out of leather for books. So, if you don't know, there is a chance for piglins to give leather when trading with them. And after giving them all of our gold, they gave us just 11 leather, which is enough for 11 books. Which was just not going to cut it. So, we decided just to do some adventuring, which seemed like a little bit of a waste of a few days, and I would have to agree. We absolutely should have been wandering around in the nether to find the fortress so we could actually progress in the game. But we were still so scared of just being in the nether and didn't want anything to do with it. But pretty soon we would have to put a stop to our fears and go back there, because most of the things we needed to do to beat the game require the nether. However, we adventured all the way until day 62 and found a jungle, a biome that we hadn't found before. We found bamboo inside, as well as melons, before making our way home on day 62. Next up, day 63, we went mining some more, and because we still had those bright and shining 30 levels each without any enchantment table to use them on, Also, Wizard and I both had full diamond armor, except for me, who was still rocking the iron pants, and Wizard rocking the iron hat. So we decided to make our way back down to the caves to try to find some more diamonds, because I guess you could say we were being a little bit too overly cautious before going back to the nether, and especially the end. But you don't mess around with hardcore mode, okay? While mining, we found plenty of other materials, but we also found what we were really looking for, the precious diamonds. And boy did I ever get lucky, finding another 8 vein. Aren't these things supposed to be rare or something? But regardless, this gave me enough diamonds for a pair of pants for myself to finish off my full set of diamond armor. And the second diamond for our enchantment table. Now we just needed to finish off the bookshelves around it to get level 30 enchantments. We then went back up to the surface to farm more of our sugarcane to make sure that we were optimizing getting our maxed out enchantment table as soon as possible, and then headed straight back down to the mines. We then just mined around that mine shaft that we had found earlier for the next few days until we had more than enough materials, including an intriguingly large amount of emeralds, plenty more lapis, a ton of iron and gold, and even some more diamonds. But hold on, I'm not done talking emeralds here. Look at this. We found a total of 8 emeralds on one mining trip, and because they only come in veins of 1 or 2, and we only found them in veins of 1, this means we got really lucky to find 8 veins of emeralds, totaling to a nice haul that we brought back on day 67. The next day we decided that at last it was finally time to make and set up our enchantment area. We started out by planning where we were going to place the bookshelves with stone, because we did not have the books and bookshelves to spare if we misplaced one. I then filled in the bookshelves to where we planned them with the stone and made the enchantment table itself. We then finally placed the enchantment table in the middle, and it was time to start using our 30 levels to start enchanting. I started out by enchanting my helmet, because when I put it in the enchanting table, it had protection 3 guaranteed, which if you aren't aware is pretty much as good as it gets, and anything else on it is just a bonus at that point, and for me that bonus was non-existent because I only got prot 3, which was fine. I was a little sad, but it was fine, and that took me all the way down to level 29. And so I went all the way back to the nether to get even more levels just by mining quartz for an hour. Everything is garbage! I then effectively mined quartz for the next few days until I reached level 35 and about a half, because I wanted to spend as little time in the nether as possible still, and figured that I could get the last half of a level in the overworld. So that was exactly what I did, getting me to level 36, allowing for at least 2 more max level enchantments before I had to get more levels. So I decided to enchant my bow, and got a friggin' god bow, with power 3, punch 1, and flame, and my pickaxe, which wasn't as good, but still got unbreaking 3, so I guess this bad boy is gonna last a long time. Finally, day 75, we actually get working on the one thing we should have been about 20 days ago, and that is finding the nether fortress. So we prepared to tackle what would be probably the final obstacle before the end. I used my last level 30 enchantment on my sword and got a really good result of sharpness 3, unbreaking 3, and knockback 2, which I was very happy with. We then headed straight to the nether, but this time only briefly, because we needed ender pearls for the portal too. Man, we've really been putting all this stuff off for a long time, and so we ended up trading a lot more gold with the piglins, getting 9 more pearls, which totaled to getting enough for us to leave. We also then got some fire resistance potions for each of us. Wizard had one too, by the way, so just keep that in mind for later on. We then came back home on day 76 to put some of the pearls we had gotten into our chest system, so that when the time came, we could find the stronghold. But we kept one on each of us just in case we needed to save ourselves in a time of need. Then, not long later, we went in, and boy were we in for a heck of a journey. We searched on and on for days, all the way until day 80. In every which way around the portal, and even found a bastion, of which we wouldn't raid now but would hope to come back to later on. But we just couldn't find the fortress. We went on and on through every single biome in the nether before on day 80 finally realizing that we weren't going to find it this time and had to re-prepare before trying again. But we would come back next time more confident and prepared than ever that we could find the fortress. The next day I started up my stream, and this would be one that one of us would wish that would have never happened. This was a stream that we would regret doing. Something just felt different, but you will find out why in a little bit. But for now, we just went straight back to the nether, because we were now in the closing days of this challenge, and if we didn't find the fortress soon, we would be in trouble if we wanted to beat the game before day 100. So we got exploring again and traveled hundreds more blocks to find the Nether Fortress, crossing different biome after different biome, from the corners of basalt deltas to the blue trees of warp forests. We saw it all. Then finally, it happened. Let's go!
Did you find one?
Let's go!
Did you find one?
I found the bricks, I think. Oh, I'm being shot at by a ghast. Holy cow,
hey,
it's
see
such
where
an
you
emotional
went.
roller coaster. Holy crap, I'm on a 1 block wide bridge and I have nothing to do. Oh my god, I found it. Holy cow.
What'd you find?
The fortress.
Did you?
Yes!
Seriously?
Yes, I just said that, didn't I? Based on Wizard's reaction of pure disbelief and confusion once I had even found the fortress, should tell you on its own how long and far we had searched for this thing. But finally, all I had to do was wait by the fortress for Wizard to safely show up. Oh, I got a weird feeling while saying that, but we just waited for him to get there for a little bit.
Ooh, I'm on fire. I'm sorry.
What happened? What happened?
I'm dead.
No, you're not.
Look at your chat.
Wait, what? Did you actually?
I actually died. The gas killed me, and he knocked me off into a thing of fire.
Yep, that's right. I was just vibing to some music, looking up something, I think. I think I was trying to find out if you can make, like, boats out of the netherwood or something. But anyway, during that time, Wizard died. And I would just like to take a second to look at his point of view, because he made it sound like a ghast knocked him into the lava. But this was actually what happened. Like, there are so many ways he could have prevented this. One, just hit the fireball back within the first 10 tries and not die. Two, eat a piece of mutton way before he tried to because his hunger was down enough that he could have eaten it the second he started burning. Or, just drink the fire resistance. Like, it's right there, just drink it. You know what that means?
We didn't make it.
I'm gonna have to continue it without you.
Oh.
Do you want me to? I think I can. I could try.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
can, but
I'm
what am
gonna
I
do
gonna
it for you.
Alright. Well, I'm out then. I can't join. I can't help you.
Alright, I'm gonna
I
go to the
cannot believe
fortress.
that I died like that.
Well, Wizard, hate to tell you and all, buddy, but you did. And now this has gone from 100 days in hardcore Minecraft duos to me trying to do this for Wizard. I immediately began collecting blaze rods, and after seeing what happened to Wizard, I made sure to be extra careful against the blazes. I even had one relatively close call, but unlike Wizard, I remembered to drink my fire resistance. After all, isn't that kind of what they're for? So all was good. After collecting the necessary 7 blaze rods, I used the 10 obsidian I had brought with me to make a portal on the fortress. Look at me being all prepared. So I could get back to the overworld. And this was where I ended up.
See where this dumps you.
Where the heck am I gonna be What is this? Oh boy, we're on a bit of a glacier.
Holy moly, where are you?
Holy crap! Dude, I'm like with the
Wow.
penguins!
Holy moly.
What is
How far away are you from the house? What if you try this? Go back to the nether portal.
I'm 7,364 blocks away! So, it was time to do some sailing. For 2 days straight, and literally nothing happened while sailing. No structures, no mobs, nothing. Just me and the water. So I will spare you the rest of the footage, and just say that we made it back home on day 87 with all the materials I needed to fight the Ender Dragon. Now that I had made it safely back home, I quickly began organizing my inventory and making sure I had the best possible items with the right enchantments for the end. But before that, I figured I needed a bit more experience for level 36, which would give me 2 more max level enchantments. So I went back to the nether to get some quartz, but mainly to trade with some piglins. I took all my gold in and got a few more pearls for reassurance, and got back out of there. However, I quickly discovered that I needed the gold I had for golden apples. So you remember that bastion from earlier? I think I need to raid that soon. But first, I took the levels I got earlier and enchanted the rest of my armor. I got protection 3 and unbreaking 3 on my boots, and protection 4 and unbreaking 3 on my leggings, which was just ridiculous. The next day, I started my stream with just one intention: to beat the game within the final 10 days. We got straight to work, yet again going to the nether and trying to find the bastion I found about 30 days ago. Eventually, though, I found it, and decided it was time to make our way in. I feel like if I'm in such a dangerous situation, I won't think to use it. Oh my god! Did you just see what I did?
No. Oh. Yeah, I just saw that.
Holy crap. My heart is pounding. I'm actually like...
What'd you just splash?
Fire resistance out of panic.
Just in case you fall off.
Dude, my heart is beating so fast you have no idea right now. Like, I honestly don't even know what to say. Like, what was the thought process there? But anyway, like so many times in this challenge before, it was real close, but I'm still alive, baby. If it weren't for that hay bale, I probably would have been dead. But after I regained some composure, I was able to get down where all the loot is in the bottom of the bastion and get all the gold. But in the process of looting the chests, I left the apples I needed for golden apples in the chests. I guess in the frantic chaos of what had just happened, and just being in the nether in general was so scary to me. But come on! But anyway, we made our way back out on day 92 with more than enough gold to make golden apples. But not a single apple. So I guess just call me friggin' Johnny Appleseed over here, because I had some trees to plant and chop down, over and over and over again. But after about a day of this cycle, I finally had only 2 apples, which would probably be enough, but I was kinda hoping for more than that. But anyway, I decided that that would be the last thing needed of prep, and now we just had to find the stronghold. And not long after, we started off on our tireless journey to find the stronghold. And honestly, it wasn't that far away, and not really tireless or much of a journey. It was quite literally 400 blocks completely straight out our front door. So after not even a day of searching, we were already in the stronghold. The portal room, on the other hand, was a bit of another story, one that was just relatively time-consuming. But after going through what seemed like just about every tunnel and hallway in the stronghold, I finally found it, right next to where I entered. I had just went left instead of right. And now, the time had come. Everything that led up to this moment led to this. The fight that I would complete for Wizard. I clenched the 12 Eyes of Ender tightly as I filled the portal with them. Just one more step to go. Jumping in. What the? Excuse me? Holy crap, what the? I just pearled and saved myself. I would have died. Did you see that?
Oh my gosh.
I actually saved myself with that pearl. That's ridiculous. I think I genuinely would have died if I did not save myself with that pearl. But now that that roller coaster of events is over, it was time to put my focus on the dragon. I immediately began shooting down the towers, and because this was not my first time defeating the dragon, I think I did very well in it, and maybe over-prepared a little bit. But after shooting down some of the towers and building up to the ones that were too tall to shoot, it was finally an even fight. Just me against the dragon. There we go.
Put some blocks around behind
Let's
you
go.
so that he can't knock you off.
Alright, I think I got them all.
Yeah, me too.
Wow, I'm pelting him. Wow, this is unbelievable. Is he gonna drop down? This looks like a perch. This looks like a perfect opportunity to make him love it. That's right. Oh my. I feel like I might want to just swap my helmet for that was a horrible idea. Hey, what's up, brother? Actually, it's actually not that bad of a day because a third person is not affected.
Yeah, might as well use the gap. Who cares, right?
Dude, I'm about to do it. No, I want to do it without the helmet on, so it's better for the YouTube video, so that you can actually see me do it. I'm about to shoot him down. I'm about to snipe this man out of the stars. Yo. Yo. Let's go! Free the end, baby. I am a champion. Woo! Let's go. And all of this experience. Look at how many levels, bro. Holy cow, I've got like 65. Bro, let's go, dude. Alright. Do I hop in?
Do you want the egg?
Oh, I want the egg. What am I doing? Oh, it went literally right there. Did you see that? It literally went like 3 blocks to the right, 4 blocks to the right. What an absolutely fantastic situation. Let's go, dude. Next generation. Alright, we're going in. Yeah. Let's go. Upon re-entering the overworld, I realized that my bed was missing or obstructed, which was very annoying to say the least, all because I slept right before re-entering the stronghold. So that was a pain, but we spent the next 2 days making our way all the way back home. Although it was kinda cool to see the spawn village on day 2, and then just 2 days from the end of the challenge, day 100. We then walked on and on and on until we made it back home on day 98. Now that I had accomplished the incredible feat of beating the game, there really wasn't much I intended to do for the rest of the 2 days. I ended up just making a little pedestal of all the gold and emerald blocks we had to showcase our dragon egg in the corner of our house. I also then just ended up taking some books and using some random level 30 enchantments on them, just to use some of the levels I had, and it was kind of fun too, even though we didn't really get anything all that amazing. But the last thing I wanted to do for the rest of day 98 and 99 was to make a cemetery, somewhere to remember everything and everyone that died on my way to 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. I started off by constructing a nice little dark oak bridge that was not all that complicated and consisted of dark oak pillars on the ends and spruce trapdoors along the sides. This would lead to the area of the cemetery. And honestly, there isn't too much to show here. Like, it's a cemetery. A bunch of cobblestone with iron bars around it. And now I just had to add the tombstones.
But oh well, it was fun. Yeah, when you're creating the server, you do have... what's
Let's
that?
go.
Oh, I'm not...
The balls of fury. I'm also making it for the fish of ours.
Another tragic story.
And there it is. I then went to bed on day 99, knowing that there was just another half day until it was over. We woke on day 100 and took just a little bit of time to explore the rest of my world. The land I had just spent the last 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. My first time ever actually playing hardcore Minecraft. As the sun set on day 100, the challenge was over. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, consider subscribing because a ton of work goes into putting these videos out there for you to watch. No, seriously, I started this challenge on August 10th, 2021. But thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and as always, peace.